My name is Adarsh Kapoor. I'll be talking about this website which we have exclusively developed for prevention of indoor corona spread by name of AAA Instruments. The first question which we are raising in this website is that ventilation can decrease the risk of transmission from one infected person to another. This has been said by one of the advisories of Government of India. We know our room should be very well ventilated. So the question comes, how does one find out that the room is well ventilated? A room could have one person, 5 persons, 10 persons. The need for ventilation will vary. So this website tries and finds solution to this problem, and as per our understanding, carbon dioxide measurements can really solve this issue of proper ventilation and reduce spread of corona. Now, when I go down, people of office environments, of office cabins, schools, classrooms, restaurants, conference halls, all these would need to have, if we want to check whether ventilation is good in these places or not. So how do we do it? So we do it only by carbon dioxide measurements. Now, international standards have been put, or guidelines and standards have been put. So this gives you all the list of different levels which different countries has put. More or less they are between 1000 and 1200 ppm of carbon dioxide. Just for your information, carbon dioxide outside ambient air is normally 400 ppm. That is standard universal 400 ppm. It is indoor when people inhale and exhale. That's where the carbon dioxide rises. Now, in this website, we start with the CO2 and ventilation government guidelines. These include government guidelines from the US, Center of Diseases Control, UK Ministry of Health, and various other countries. I'll go one by one to these. Now, this is residential indoor air quality guidelines by Government of Canada. So they have come out with a really big guidelines on indoor. Now this website is Canadian government website, and this is residential indoor air quality guidelines of carbon dioxide. This is Government of Canada, and this gives complete details. I mean, if someone wants to become an expert in carbon dioxide, this is 75 pages, and it is very clearly in ventilation. They have asked for proper CO2 measurements. Now, end of this website, they have given international standards and guidelines. So these are given here in the end. And what is more important is that most of the countries have put in limits for school buildings, school classrooms. So that's important. School classrooms have been put in. And then this is the website which gives all the details of health sector. And okay, then we go to the next slide now. The next slide is this is Government of India stop the transmission across the pandemic advisory, which we talked earlier. Now this advisory says this is stop the transmission across the pandemic. This is Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India. Now they say ventilation. The first line says highlights the role well ventilated spaces play. So that means they're talking about ventilation increasing the. It says here ventilation can decrease the risk of transmission from one infected person to the other. Now what we are trying to answer here is that how do we achieve this? How do we find that ventilation is good? I mean, it is being directed that ventilation should be good. Ventilation can decrease, but how do we find out? So the only way to find out is by carbon dioxide measurements. Now this is the second slide. Then we go to the next one. This is a ventilation and air conditioning by Health and Safety Executive of UK. Now, if I go to this website, this is again government agency, and Now this is ventilation and air conditioning using coronavirus. It talks about using carbon dioxide monitors, types of monitors to use, how to use carbon dioxide monitors, how to get most accurate readings. So this has, and then this has suitability of CO2 monitoring in different type of spaces. So they have, given all this information on carbon dioxide and ventilation. So that's important. Now we go to the next slide. Now this is ventilation in buildings. This is by Center of Diseases Control of USA. They are the people who make benchmarks. They make benchmarks for standards. So whatever is recommended by them is normally followed everywhere. Now if you go to the ventilation in building, this is a big website. Now there are frequently asked questions on ventilation. Now there is one specific question which says, can carbon dioxide monitors be used to indicate when there is good ventilation? This is CDC website, please. This site is a CDC government website. Now when I click on this, that is a big write-up which they have given on CO2 measurements. You can go through this write-up. This gives you details of the effect of CO2. And here they have also specified on the limits of CO2 as somewhere close to 800 ppm is what they have said here. So this is Center of Disease Control, USA, saying that CO2 is to be controlled indoors. Now we go to the next slide. Now this is a monitoring carbon dioxide concentration in a room as an indication of ventilation by Cabinet Secretary, Government of Japan. This is a Government of Japan research project which is done. Now if you have a look at this website, this is Japanese government website. Now what they have written here is the issue, what they have discussed is there is no clear knowledge. There is a question on how to ventilate airborne particles to prevent from distracting others. Solution which he has said is exhaled air includes carbon dioxide. So by measuring the concentration of CO2 in a room, the quality of air and ventilation situations are known. Thus, a CO2 sensor, people can manage ventilation so that CO2 levels remain at desired low level. Now, this is a very detailed website on research done on CO2 in different buildings. Anyone who's keen into more details can go through this. But then, this is what the ventilation performance in various types of places is mentioned. So, in summary, is clearly written by measuring the CO2 concentrations, ventilation situation in a room is clearly known for any number of people. So this is important. This is being given in the summary, all of importance of ventilation. So this can be read in the summary in the end. So now we go to the next slide. Now this is preventing the spread of Corona-19 by circulating air in schools. This is by Rhode Island. This is a country, Rhode Island, West Indies Islands, Department of Health, and they have come out with a public notification. Now in this Rhode Island, this is the Rhode Island, website, and they have given this heading, preventing the spread of COVID-19 by circulating air, and in the end, he's said, is my ventilation method working? Then it says, in a room that uses outdoor air for ventilation, compare the expected levels of carbon dioxide to the observed levels. Use a carbon dioxide detector, and so the carbon dioxide detectors cost about $200. So you have the carbon dioxide detector to check whether the ventilation is proper or not. So we go to the next slide. Now this is again indoor environment quality by Center of Diseases Control. This is the second time we are now going to this Center of Diseases Control. Here they have clearly written ventilation for acceptable indoor air quality icon that indoor concentrations no greater than 700 ppm. This is again written in the in indoor environment air quality, outdoor air quality supply, loss rates. So he's talked a lot about CO2 concentrations and measurements here, and then the importance of CO2 measurements. So this is again by CDC. So we go to the next slide now. This is a German Environment Agency website. Proper airing reduces the risk of infections. Now this is a German website. Proper airing reduces this thing. So this also talks about CO2. CO2 like CO2 concentration of less than 1,000. It talks about CO2 concentration of less than 1,000 ml here. So this also signifies the indoor what they do, what they're giving in Germany. Now we go to the next website. Now this is a real estate company, and this is Federation of European Heating, Ventilation and Air Conditioning, and they have also, I think, somewhere specified on carbon dioxide here. Is there a recommended maximum level of carbon dioxide? So he's given some answers here on the levels of carbon dioxide. Now these are all the mostly government agencies which we're talking of. Now coming further, this is important. More CO2 in room, poor ventilation, increase in corona effect. Measure and control CO2, proper ventilation, less corona impact, better health. Now these are also some of the these things which we have given. This is where we have the. Now this gives details about air conditioning. Air conditioning is not a ventilator, so this is everyone should know about it. And then we have benchmark for CO2 as suggested by CDC. This is given a complete benchmark about 800 ppm is written as benchmark given by Center of Disease Control. So accordingly benchmarks can be set, and this is studies done by the University of Colorado and reflect the CO2. So this tells you a lot about importance of CO2 measurements and how it can reduce the spread of carbon dioxide. So this says tracking carbon dioxide indoors is an inexpensive and powerful way to monitor the risk of people getting COVID-19 according to new research. So it says that this is important. When excess carbon dioxide levels double, the risk of transmission may roughly also double. That's what some scientists are saying. So it's important that CO2 are kept minimum. If CO2 increases, the risk of virus transmission also increases. Now we go to the next slide. Now this is also some Delhi Pioneer keep CO2 levels at OSS of newspaper, I think, which is talking about keep CO2 levels to lower the minimize of CO2 infection. This gives details of that. This is some local newspaper talking. And then we go to this is HVAC, air conditioning, one of the air conditioning companies. They're saying carbon dioxide levels in buildings correlate with airborne CO2 particle spread. This is HVAC talking about it. So if we have a look at this website, So this is carbon dioxide levels in buildings correlate with air moisture writing space. So this is heating and ventilation people talking about it. This is the same, the University of Colorado, which we talked just now. So this is guidelines from CrossFit is a big chain of gymnasiums. So their medical team are suggesting putting carbon dioxide in all those gymnasiums. CrossFit is guidelines for CrossFit medical advisor. What they're suggesting is in monitoring an inexpensive CO2 monitor should be purchased and used to maintain carbon dioxide levels of 600 ppm. So they are, gymnasium is health. So health means CO2 should be good. So they have put the limit at 600 ppm. Okay.